Hey everybody, back again with another pickup video. This one's actually going to be short. I know, a short video from me. It's a shocking thing to happen because I tend to run a little long. But let's just get started because I said it's going to be short, but if I keep talking it won't be short. So, yard sales are back in swing here in Missouri, sort of. I went out last weekend on Saturday morning just to kind of see what was out there. Found 2 yard sales. It was kind of disappointing. I guess it was a little colder than it usually is around this time of year, so I guess not many people have started yet. I think this weekend's going to be a little bit better. But I went to the first yard sale and there was nothing there. Just kind of walked around, didn't see anything. And so I was like, okay, so let's drive over here. My dad was actually with me. I was like, let's drive over here and see if there's any over here. And there was one. I had actually seen it on Craigslist and I just remembered it. So I drove over to it, we went in, and I see a bunch of games. These games are priced pretty crazily, though. I mean, there's some kind of crappy games that are priced like in the teens and 20s. Then there's some actually pretty good stuff that's priced in very decently. So I ended up getting 4 games at this yard sale right here. Nothing like old Nintendo. It's I got some GameCube, PlayStation 2. But all right. So let's show you off what I got here. So they had some Game Boy Advance games. I don't really collect Game Boy Advance, but when I see this name on a game, I know it's probably worth picking up. I've never played any of these games, but it's Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue. So I guess there was a couple different versions of this game, but it's in great shape. There's actually a sticker on the back, and I only gave $1 for this. I think it's worth more than that, obviously. I'm debating on if I want to keep it. A buddy of mine who collects more stuff like this than I do said he already had it, so I'll probably just keep it and throw it in my stack of GBA games, which, like I said, I don't really collect for GBA. I don't think it's a great system to collect for, in my opinion. Next, I believe this was also $1. I got the X-Files Resist or Serve on PlayStation 2. Seems like a pretty decent game. I guess it's like kind of a third-person action-adventure game, maybe? I've seen it like on replay, I think, with Game Informer. They did a little bit of this game. So I picked that one up. It's not complete. It looks like it used to be a rental store. Schnucks, which is a local grocery chain here in the St. Louis area. So it was from that rental store, but pretty cool to have. I was a pretty big X-Files fan up until like the 5th, 6th season, as most people were. Then I got the Player's Choice version of Sonic DX. I think I actually already had this, but I went in and picked it up. It was only $1 as well, so I picked that up. It is actually very complete and in very good condition. So it's an excellent game if you like Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. This is an excellent update of it. Fantastic game. I actually have a gameplay video of me playing a little bit of this on my channel, so if you want to check it out, it's a crappy video where I just recorded the TV, but Sonic Adventure is highly recommended by me. I think it's probably the last really good Sonic game there was, and this is an update on it for the GameCube, so check that out if you get a chance. And then, as you know, a while back, I got an Animal Crossing Loose, which I thought I had Animal Crossing, so I actually traded that one off. And I didn't end up actually having Animal Crossing, but I don't like loose disc games anyway. So for $5 at this sale, they had Animal Crossing. This is in a Player's Choice case, of course. Looks like it was a GameStop pre-owned game. It's not complete, but I'm okay with just case and disc. So pretty cool. Add that to my GameCube collection now, which is not huge. I think I got about 65, 66 GameCube games in my collection at this point. Alright, next I hit up GameStop because they were having a buy 2 get 1 free sale on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, the previous generation at this point, systems obviously. So my son was with me. I let him pick out one game and he did a pretty good job, and then I grabbed a couple that I wanted. So what he picked out, which he probably could never actually play this game yet, he's only 5, but he picked out Kingdom Hearts 1.5. So it's like the HD remake of Kingdom Hearts, which is pretty cool. And that one was $17 with my Power Up Rewards deal. So got that, and of course it's complete. And I looked in here after I left the store, and they gave me a greatest hit disc. And of course the regular case. I didn't bother going back. I'm not going to complain about it. Whatever. I'll live. Then I picked up, which I didn't have this, and I'm not a huge fan of this show, but I've heard the game is pretty great RPG type game. So it's South Park: The Stick of Truth. And it's not that I don't like South Park, I just haven't watched it in years. I think the last time I watched South Park I was probably in high school, which was in the 90s. So pretty cool game I've heard, so I went in and picked it up, and that one was $16 with my Pirate Rewards. And then I guess I can say this is the free one, which is funny because Martin, my buddy from the St. Louis Retro Gamers, I told him I got this, and he was he was like, darn it, I was going to go back and buy that one. I said, well, too late. It's Deception 4, Blood Ties. If you've never played the Deception series, it's a very cool little series. As you can see, it's got an anime look to it there on the front with the cover with the scantily clad lady there. But basically, you set up traps to kill people in the game. It's a pretty cool game. The previous one was on PlayStation 2, I believe, and it was Deception Trapped, I believe was the name of it, on PlayStation 2, and it's kind of pricey at this point for the PlayStation 2 overall. So I'd recommend picking up this game. I hear it's pretty cool. I haven't actually played it yet, but I would go ahead and recommend it because I think the Deception series is awesome. I remember playing it on the PS1, I believe. I used to rent the game, and it's a very cool concept, very cool game, and Tecmo does a good job with this game, so I picked that up. Then my son got a little reward for being good at baseball practice, seeing as it was his first practice, so he had been looking at this game when we were there previously. It's a PS4 game, and it's Putty Squad. So we picked that up for him. That was only $16 as well. So picked that up for him, and we got a little playing time in last night on it. It's actually a pretty decent puzzle game. The disc is actually in the PlayStation 4, and I guess it doesn't come with a manual. I don't know. Most games these days don't. But it's a decent little puzzler where you play like a glob of putty and you try to rescue. I don't know if you're rescuing it, but you absorb these other red putties. They're anamorphic, I guess, but they're not really animals, so I don't know if that's the right term to use. But pretty cool little puzzle game. You just have to figure out how to get through the level, absorb the putties, and then a door comes and you go to the next level. I'd say it's pretty decent. I mean, it's nothing special. I think it's a budget title for the PS4, so I mean, if you get a chance, check it out. I wouldn't pay a ton for it. $16, I felt okay paying that for it. So check that one out for sure. Next, I got some stuff that you don't see very often because these are imports. I got these from a company in the Netherlands. I wanted to get a couple games that basically are releases that we didn't get here in the US that they got maybe in Japan or they got them in Europe. So I was looking on eBay and I ran across this company called Magic's Buttons that sells NES games. So I looked through their stock on eBay, and so I saw they had a couple I wanted, and I wanted to know if they'd combine shipping, because shipping from the Netherlands is not going to be cheap. And I didn't want to spend a ton. I was okay to spend a little bit more, understanding that shipping is going to be a little bit more, obviously. So I contacted them through eBay, and they were like, well, we have a website, so why don't you go check out our website, and that way you can just order them on there for the same price as eBay, and the shipping will automatically combine. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So I went on their website, and I found the two that I'd seen on eBay on there, and I went in and ordered them. So first I got a soccer game, which I guess football in Europe. That makes me sound like an idiot, because that's what most people say. Oh, it's football in Europe. But anyway, this is Kickoff from Imagineer, which is basically Nintendo of Europe, I believe, if I'm correct. I don't know. But Kickoff, soccer game. Haven't played it yet. I can play it. You can play import PAL games if you mod your NES or you have a top loader, and I've done both. So, they say PAL games kind of run fast on the NTSC NESs. So I haven't checked that out yet, but I'm going to check that out. It's a soccer game. How good could it be, really? But you know, just another one to kind of add to the collection. Another one for the count down there, because I'm counting this one in my collection number. And then I got, this is actually a game that was released in the United States, but it was released in Europe under a different name. So I wanted the cart with the different name. And it's funny because in the United States, Bad Dudes is called Bad Dudes, obviously. Here, in France, this was released as Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. And as you can see, Dragon Ninja is actually more prominent on this cart than Bad Dudes is. So I went ahead and ordered this. I think I paid like $20, $25 shipping and all for these two. I didn't feel like it was too bad, just to get some kind of cool shelf pieces for the collection. And I'll actually play these. I mean, I played this one. But Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja was the arcade game's name that Bad Dudes was taken off of. So this one stuck with the arcade name. And it also came with the manual. From of course, it's an ocean game. But I like Bad Dudes. Pretty cool game. So I got that. Excuse me. So, you know, that's pretty cool to pick up. I'm going to buy some more imports. Probably some repros of some of the more expensive imports that didn't come out here in the United States. But very cool to get that. I kind of like, you know, the conversational piece they become, I guess, because most people haven't seen Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja or Kickoff before. So I picked those up, and that's it. That's all I got this time. Hopefully I'll have more soon. It's getting to be yard sale season, like I said. I can get out a little bit more, hit the flea market that's starting to ramp up also. And hopefully I'll find some more to show off to you guys. And thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you next time.